So for the homework, I want you to watch this video. You can pause it, you can rewatch it. I'm going to go through a few bits and pieces that we're going to be doing in lesson. So it's going to really help you for lesson number 3. So in lesson 3, we're going to use this link. If it's not in your workbook, I might have put it into Google Classroom for you. But it's this Tera's Adventure story. It looks like this. We've got 3 sprites along the bottom. We've got Tera, we've got Star, we've got Snowflake. If I see that it's just a bit of a game with a Snowflake and a Star being fired at Tera, and you can press space to jump over, and you collect stars, and you've got a timer. Okay, now in class, you're going to be asked to think about 2 things, main things: condition controlled loops and count controlled loops. And the first question is, how many of them are there? Well, let's think about condition controlled first of all. Condition controlled loop. So in Tera's Adventure, how many condition controlled loops are there? Well, if I take a look at this one here, so when the green flag is clicked, the timer gets set, and then we do repeat until. So we're going to repeat waiting a second, and the timer then changes and goes down by 1. So wait a second, go down by 1. And that repeats until the timer is 0. You've done something like this last year with your virtual pet. So that repeats until the timer is 0. So that's a condition. On the condition that the timer is not yet 0, we will keep on doing this until it is. So that's a condition. So that's one loop there that repeats until. So where we see a repeat until, or we see a forever, so this is a condition. We are going to, when this is clicked, forever do this. So on the condition that we click the green flag, we will do this forever loop and play the sound. So that's a condition as well. We've got to click for that one. And for this one, we do it until the timer is 0. So there's 2 on the Tera sprite. On the Star sprite, we've got another forever. So that's on the condition that when we click the flag again, so that's 3. We've got another repeat until, 4. And then we've got another forever, 5, a repeat until, 6. So we found 6. I think there's 7 in total. Scroll down a little bit. There you go. And another forever there in the Tera sprite. So there's 7. Now the other type of loop, so that was a count condition, that was a condition controlled loop. The other type of loop is a count controlled loop. So this type of loop, it counts. So here, repeat 10 times. So turn 36 degrees. So it's going to repeat this block 10 times. That's counting the amount of times it does it. So it's not a condition, it's saying we want to do this block 10 times. We've got another one here, repeat, change the color, effect by 25, repeat that 30 times. So they are both count conditioned. And I don't think there's any in the Star or the Snowflake, so there's 2 of that one. Then as you work your way down, you'll be asked to look at the repeat until loop that is used with the Star sprite. What condition needs to be true for the loop to terminate? So that means stop. So what condition needs to be true in the Star sprite? So we're going to repeat. The Star is going to repeat until it touches the edge. So the edge here, or it's touching Tera, it hits Tera. So it's going to move 15 steps. That makes it move and glide across towards Tera. And if it hits the end, it disappears, or if it hits Tera, it will disappear. So if we play it quickly again, you'll hear the music. And you'll see that when the Snowflake as well has got the same code, I think, when they hit Tera, they stop. So on that condition that they touch Tera, it stops. This sprite will then get hidden. So we've got count conditioned and control conditioned loops. You need to know what those are to answer some questions in your homework. The other thing that I'm just going to briefly talk about in here is a bit of a recap. So I'm going to go back to Tera. We've got these subroutines. Now, these are really useful because we can break up the code, so it makes it more manageable for us to code, and we can call it. So if stars is greater than 4 here, then Tera cheer. Then it jumps up and runs this code. So it switches the costume, say yes for 1 second, switch the costume back to Tera A. So that's what we say, it calls that subroutine. And when we've broken up some subroutines, we say we've decomposed them. So a decomposition is breaking down a larger task into smaller, more manageable ones. So we did that in lesson number 1. So we've got subroutines we see in red. They get called when you call them here with the red blocks here and here. So there again, if touching the star, Tera cheer. If touching the snowflake, Tera is going to be angry. And then you see that when we run it again. So the cheer, say yes, the angry one, this one, will think for a second, and then it'll clear the graphic effect and go back to Tera A at the start. So a few things to think about. Your count controlled loops, that's repeat 30 or repeat 10. The condition controlled loops, you've got when we click, we do it forever, or repeat until the time is equal to 0, so that's a condition there. And we've also got our subroutines that we're looking at. So we've defined them up here, we've decomposed them, broken them down into smaller, more manageable chunks or tasks, and we call them in the main code here. So we call it there, Tera cheer, it jumps up and then runs the Tera cheer code there. So we've decomposed them, there are subroutines. So you can watch the video again, or you do need to answer the questions to complete the homework.